and welcome to the Enchantress Society with Tia Johnson, a place where you get to be you, where you get to unlock your magic in a sacred and judgment-free zone. The Enchantress Society is your witchy sisterhood of enchanting women who guides and supports you along your spiritual journey from the mundane to the magical. I invite you to sit for a spell as I interview guests and spill the spiritual tea on how we can create the magical life we deserve. Hello and welcome back. In this episode, we are going to be diving into oils and other witchy things that have helped me to keep my vibe high, maintain my level of peace and mental health, and help to strengthen my magic. So before we dive into that, if we are not connected on Instagram, let's get connected. My main Instagram is cosmic_witch_goddess, and the podcast Instagram is enchantress_society_podcast. The links to both are in the description of this episode, and the links to the people who I will be mentioning on this show, whose products I purchase, their links are in the description of this episode. So no worries. All right, let's get into it. First, I want to say that I absolutely adore the people who I'm going to talk about. So I'm going to discuss 3 people and the products that I use throughout the week that have helped me at multiple levels in my life. So yes, I've been following them for a while. I discovered all of them actually last year. And so what I want to talk about first is the honey jar. She is just so amazing. I love her vibe. I discovered her around December. Oh, wow. Not last year, 2 years ago now, because that was December 2020 when I discovered Honey Jar. Time's flying. Anyway, Honey Jar is a magical woman who has oils and lotions and soap, and she has a book coming out. And what else can I say? I just adore her. And her children are amazing. Her daughter has some products too. And her son was talking about astrology. Just amazing, amazing, amazing. So I started off using her witch lotion. Let me say this again. Rich witch lotion. You know, the brackets I have, it interrupts my speech sometimes. So the Rich Witch lotion and soap helped me to first kickstart that feeling of being a rich witch, because I was looking at it as a separate thing. I was looking at it as my practice is a witch, being witchy, cool, yeah. And the wealth side, that's going to be me focusing on my personal growth, doing all these things. So using that lotion helped me to be more within, be more, how can I say, embody more of me, that I can just be more into embracing myself as a whole, as opposed to looking at it as, oh yeah, that's separate, that's one part of me, and that, no, it's all connected. Okay. My spiritual practice, how I invest in my witchy practice, all that plays a part in my overall goal and purpose. It's not separate. It's not kind of, sort of. And in using a soap, that helped me to further focus on releasing. I'm in the shower, so I'm just wiping away all this spiritual debris, anything that's lingering, and it's not coming back. It's going down the drain. So using that combination really got me to catapult to that frequency of welcoming money from whenever place, wherever place, whenever, no matter what. I love the lotion because I like the thick lotions too. So it was a little thick. And when I just rubbed it on, it was just, it smells so good. It's so amazing. And I loved how it showed up for me. That's the thing too. When we are using spiritual products, we have to be open minded how the results show up because some people can, and this has happened, they use the lotion and they receive money instantaneously. Other people, they need to get in that frequency of receiving and so forth. So I would use that all the time. Like I would squeeze the bottle. Okay. And I used it as often as possible because I needed to be in that frequency. I needed to smell the aroma of that. And it's just like when we're cooking something that has cinnamon in it, it smells so good. And we are just transported to a beautiful, safe place. It's just, you smell something, it's like, oh man, it smells so good. I can't wait to eat it. Right. So that's what it was like for me. It was just putting me in a mood, putting me in a place that I needed to be. Then when Honey Jar reached her $1 million mark, she created this oil called Millionaire's. And it has flowers in it, and it's just so beautiful. That's all about luxury, self-worth, empowerment. This is what all this is calling into. And also a side note about all the products that I'm about to mention. Another thing I love about their practice is that the products they make, it's made sometimes under a full moon, a new moon, a solstice, whatever the case may be. So sometimes the product would take a month to make because it's going through that ritual, that process. So it's potent. It's been prayed over. It's been blessed by the ancestors and spirits. Okay, it's been brewing for a while, a certain period of time, and infused with so much essence and greatness. So when you use these products, it's not just a simple lotion that happens to come from a business owner who is a witch. This is something that has been a labor of love and magic. So I just wanted to also emphasize that. So when I started using the Millionaire's oil, I started to see that level up that I needed and I didn't realize. And when I say level up, I mean all that foundational work. Again, this is how it showed up for me. I had to check money leaks, meaning any subscription services that I'm not using, I needed to tighten up with that. It started to shift. It started to help me to shift my perspective and do an even deeper dive because, as many people do at times, if something isn't expensive, what do? It's just $10. It's just, we give passes. And it's like, no, even if it is $10, let's honor that $10 and not put it somewhere where it's not going to be used properly. So shifting gears, or shifting perspective, shifting where the money goes, looking at all that framework. And this is why I'm so, what's the word I'm looking for? I want to say like hard pressed on framework, because that's what we need to break limiting beliefs. We need to understand the beliefs that we have and then evaluate them. Are they still valid? If not, then it needs an update. That's what I needed. And plus the Millionaire's oil smells so good. Like so good. So, and I shared, this is a little secret. I shared it about once or twice on Instagram stories. but I haven't talked much about it publicly. I'm trying to remember if I said it on a podcast before. I don't think so. So I use the Millionaire is oil on my hair as well. So all I need is just a couple of droplets. And when I go to flat iron my hair, I first rub it on my fingertips and then I just massage it in my hair. And as I'm flat ironing it, I'm either mentally saying it or I'm visualizing everything being ironed out. Any static that's with wealth, health, prosperity, all that is being ironed out. It's a great way to incorporate that form of magic. It's simple. You don't have to do anything extra. And my hair comes out so much more shinier. It's so beautiful. It's silky looking. And now it also smells even more amazing. And it's going to be long lasting because it's literally been pressed into the follicle, the hair. So I use that as a simple way to incorporate magic, mixing the mundane with the magical in a way that works best for me. And when I do that, I get into that vibe, that frequency, that feeling of, yes, things, whatever is an issue is going to be ironed out. I welcome money in. Here's a straight path for money to come to me, for prosperity to come to me. Love it. All right. I can go on and on and on about Honey Jar. I have her Sex Magic oil. That's amazing. What else I have? The other oil I use to call in your coven. And I've met some of the most amazing people. And that's an oil too that I use a couple of droplets of. I will either put it in my hair or on my wrist or something like that. And, again, with the soap, the Rich Witch soap, I still use that. And again, her link is in the description. There's so many more things that she has to offer. Those are some of my favorite. All right, moving right along. The Glamour Witch, Alexis Jackson. She's been on the podcast a few times. Absolutely adore her. She's been on a podcast where we discussed hexing and other misconceptions. And then we also talked about spiritual bypassing. So Alexis, she is a songstress. I have her album. It's amazing. You can get it on iTunes or her website. It's Elixir and Smoke, Volume 1. She's a teacher. She has several classes available. And of course, there's all her products. She gives readings. I go to her for readings often. All right. So some of the products I've used from Alexis include her Mystic Spark Herbal Smoky Blends. I get the pre-rolled herbal blend. It's so good. It has mugwort and blue lotus and roses in there. And it always helped me to relax. I receive messages from just being in that zone. I had her secure the bag, handcrafted candle. Her money oil, which I want to really talk about too, is it has little gold flakes in there. And it's a little thick, which I love because I put it on my feet sometimes. And what I do is after I get out the shower, I massage my feet with the oil. And I say things like, I walk into rooms where opportunity and collaborations are waiting for me. I walk into my best year or my best day yet. I walk into abundance and money. I dance with money. Money is around me as I walk. Everywhere I walk, there's opportunities, there's money, there's prosperity, there's abundance. I'm meeting people who are going to add more value in my life, authentic connections. I'm walking into this purpose. I'm walking. And when I do that, it's, you know how the saying goes, your reputation precedes you. It's like all that energy and magic is preceding me. And when I walk into rooms or whenever I go somewhere, I do connect with the right people. Or the funny thing is too, it's someone who knows someone who can connect you, which is one of those little things that people talk about, but I don't think gets enough credit. And it's not about oh, you better treat everyone nice just in case they know someone. No, you're supposed to treat people nice. But what I'm saying is, it's funny how things unravel. You can just have a genuine conversation, no strings attached. You just happen to be somewhere with someone. Maybe you're waiting for something or whatever the case may be. And you just strike up a conversation. And maybe you connect on Instagram, something like that. And that person may say, hey, I met this wonderful person. They were funny. They're all about spirituality. You may want to check them out. Something as simple as that. That's what I love. Those are some of the things that have been happening. Some of the other products I used have provided some of the most vivid visions I've had to date. And when I receive those visions, I document them so I can always reflect. In doing so, I realize how so many things are connected and I don't realize it. And how when I say yes to myself, yes to show up, yes to do X, Y, and Z, it's a fast track of getting to where I want to be that I can almost miss because of something I didn't work on from within. So this is why I love using her products, because she's someone who charges her products on a certain day. Add that extra oomph to it. The prayers, who she works with, all helping you, providing that support that we need. Because when we're on this spiritual journey, it's really us in spirit. Yes, we meet people along the way, but it's our personal journey. So to have that support on that level is amazing. And I love it. She also created, so I'm going to mention two other things, and I'm going to go to the last person because I could talk forever about these products. I have a money jar she created with my petition inside, and it has rice and gold flakes in here. And I would just shake it in my receptive hand, which is my left hand. So there are, I want to say not several, but there's like a slight difference, and not difference of opinion, but a school of thought. So your left hand is your receptive hand, and your right hand is the hand that gives off, your energy. That's why when you see statues, the left hand is down, facing out, and the right hand is, facing up, because it's, giving, receiving. Some people say if your dominant hand is your left hand, then your receiving hand can be your right hand. Now, I go back and forth with this. Sometimes I shake this jar in my right hand. Sometimes I shake it in my left hand. I wouldn't get too caught up in that. I'm just making it a note because sometimes when you're starting off and someone might see you and they're like, oh, what are you doing? Oh, well, your left hand is the receiving hand, but you're being called to use your right hand. Don't get too caught up in it. At the end of the day, go what feels right. Okay. But a lot of times I shake this in my left hand. I'm ambidextrous. So, I'm just shaking it with my left hand. All right. And I'm just calling in that money. I'm visualizing it. Going back to how it shows up. Remember, spirit has jokes. Okay. That's one thing you need to remember while you're on this journey. Spirit has jokes. So be prepared for how things will show up in your life. So let's say you want to call in $1,000. Someone may give you 25 or 20. I was about to say 2,500. Someone may give you $250. Let's say you decide to enter a raffle and you win $250, and then your job gives you a bonus for $500. Now you have $1,000. Be open to how spirit gives you gifts. Even though we would love $1,000 straight off, sometimes spirit has other plans. So keep that in mind. And that's how a similar situation happened when I first started using that money jar. I was just like, wait a minute. And I'm glad that I documented what I was doing because I almost missed it. Okay. So That's my, if nothing else, document as often as possible. So when you go to reflect, you can go, oh my goodness, wow, I really did manifest that and I almost missed it. All right. So that, and what I will wrap up with is she also created magic paper, money magic paper, where she created a concoction, and this is on her YouTube channel. And she took the mixture that was in the pot, poured it in the basin, and let the paper soak. And infused with all the goodness. And I use that. So I'm down to one sheet of paper now. So I would use that and burn it in my cauldron. And sometimes I would use her dragon's blood oil to speed up my manifestation process, or whatever I wrote on there. One moment, I'm reaching over to grab this one. This is the not dragon's blood, dragon's breath potion. Okay. So I would use that to help fuel. So I would let the paper burn a little bit, almost practically gone, because once you put the little droplets in there, it can make the paper a little wet. So I have my charcoal in my cauldron, let the paper burn. I look at the smoke, where it's going. I look at the fire, where it's going. I look at the ashes, but I do pour a little bit of the dragon's breath oil on there to add a little extra oomph to what I'm looking to attract. All right, moving right along to the last person. We have Shireen from Arabian Condor. I love her. I love all of them. I love her no nonsense attitude. She is like, don't come over here with the BS, the drama, none of that. None of that. So here's her bio from her website. She's a successful tarot card reader based in Connecticut, and she's here to guide you through life's most complex and difficult matters. So, and it goes on to say here that she realized she was blessed at a young age, which is a beautiful thing to recognize that at a young age. And so her products, they are so one of a kind that you don't know when she's going to make it again. Like Honey Jar and like Alexis, the Glamour Witch, she also makes things on a particular day. And sometimes she even makes it at a particular time, because there are the cosmic times too. For example, Thursday is Jupiter's day that has to do with money, prosperity, expansion. There's also hours of the day that help you with that too, to give you that extra energy. So if you want to ask for a promotion, you may want to do that. I'm just making up the time because I don't know the times offhand, but let's say 2 p.m. is Jupiter's hour. So you would want to ask for that promotion at 2:00 on a Thursday. Okay. Especially if there's, I don't know, maybe a full moon coming up, like, oh, this is perfect, or a new moon, you get it. You get to sync it all together. So the instance that I have is not on her website anymore. I purchased this months ago. Man, I think back in November. I definitely had it before Christmas. Yeah. So months ago, her products sell out super fast. So if you go to the website and you see something you want, buy it. Please do not hesitate, because I'm telling you, like the incense I have is not on the website anymore. Okay. And I'm trying to think even with Honey Jar and Alexis, sometimes they remake certain things and other times they don't. You have to catch it. So if you like it, buy it. Her incense, I love the smell. I'm all about the senses. Her incense helped me with my visualization process. It helped me to get focused. Her spirits will work with you. And what I also love about this is it helped me to not just slow down. It helped me to recognize where I needed to tighten up a few things in my life. This is why it's so great to have moments with yourself, with your thoughts. So in a previous episode, I mentioned how I spend some of my mornings in silence. Well, I would sometimes burn her incense while I'm in silence, and I would just inhale and visualize and be open to receiving messages and visions and all that jazz. And so one of the things I had to, realize just as a whole was, okay, money leaks, subscription services that needed to be canceled, things that I can improve in my life. Like where do I need to say no? Where do I need to say yes? And sometimes we don't recognize that because we're focusing on other things that we think need attention. And maybe it does, but maybe it doesn't need that much attention. So I love how it just got me back to where I needed to be. But also, I learned where I needed to expand. So it was very interesting. It was just, where do I need to pull back, and then where do I need to expand at the same time? And you would think like, wait a minute, isn't that a bit contradicting? But that's the thing. We're multifaceted beings, and we have to realize that we are operating at multiple levels all the time. Think about our body. Our body has multiple systems: the nervous system, circulatory system, skeletal system, muscle, all these different systems in our body are working at the same time. So we are not one dimensional in any way, shape, or form. And so with burning the incense throughout the week, I've seen so many layers of myself just get peeled back. Just working with all the things I said, the soap, the oil, the candle. Those have been such great visual aids for me and great bonuses, great integration into my life, that the aspects of me that even if I wanted to hold on to it, I couldn't. There's no purpose. What worked for me then was great. But now a new level of Tia has to emerge in order to get to where I want to be, right? I can't be a millionaires in the physical form if I'm still doing things that aren't reflective of that, right? I had to get in the frequency of that. Yes. I had to be receptive. Yes. I had to be open. Yes. But if I'm not being proactive in my life that reflects that, and it's all building block, then it's not going to work. So I had to let go, parts of me had to die off. And it might sound a bit harsh, but it's true. I had to release this. Nope, we're not doing that. And that deep dive has got me to where I'm at. And just very happy, very peaceful, very confident, very rest assured. While I don't know everything, and part of me doesn't want to know everything, I want some things to unravel, enjoy the process. With some things I'm like, all right, let's get to it already. Right. Some things I'm just like, all right. But overall, to allow myself, to give myself the permission to even look at myself in that manner, to do the self-reflection, was powerful. And that's what that incense did to me. It just triggered something within that was saying to me, you need to clean up these areas in your life. It's the little things that you're not realizing that need to be cleansed. And so, yeah, that's what happened. And now you see, especially if you go to my Instagram, I'm my brand. I'm wearing colors that are reflective of cosmic, witch goddess. It's just, now I'm at a place where I'm 100% comfortable with me, comfortable with wearing certain nail colors, comfortable with being creative and expressive, and comfortable with knowing and understanding that I'm not going to be everyone's cup of tea, and that's okay. Like, I feel that now. I said it in the past and I felt it like, okay, yeah, I understand it. But now I get it, like completely. And it's okay. It's okay. I'm going to look crazy to some people. That's okay. I'm not for them. They're not for me. That's okay. And then I see more prosperity coming. It's so crazy how that happens. Just these simple acts of the slow breathing, syncing with the incense. And it's not just any incense. It's not just an incense to make your house smell good. It's infused with magic. So you know it is there to help you, to elevate you, because we know who created it. Or I know who created it. I follow her on Instagram. She has fan pages who adore her. Right? I got to learn about Shireen. And now I feel comfortable to use her products, and her product, the incense, has helped me. So that's my behind the scenes. The incense, the products that I use, you know who I get them from now. You can check them out, get to know them. They're amazing people. And just as a whole, I just love how they have their boundaries set up. I love how they want to genuinely help people. Okay. And make money while doing it. All right. So that's my behind the scenes of the oils, the incense, the candles. Some of them even come in form of sprays. I think I mentioned soap. The money jar that I use, the money magic paper that I have. Even one of Alexis' classes I took, one of the gifts was a necklace, a bottle necklace. So it's really cute. It's a small little bottle. It's a small bottle, and it's used with crystals. So the shape is really cool. I don't know how to describe the shape. It's like the bottom part looks like a diamond, but it's smoothed out at the top. And you can put oil in there. So I would put a little bit of one of Alexis' oils in there, and I would just go out and about throughout my day. Whenever I felt like I need to recharge a little bit, I just open it up. It's cute. It's discreet. If someone were to see you with it, they would think like, oh, you just have a cute amethyst necklace. Little do they know there's oil in there. All right. So that's my weekly throughout the week rituals that keep me at that high vibe, that level of peace, health, mental health, prosperity, calling in certain things, increasing my magic, because I'm working on the foundational elements. This is helping me to evaluate myself. So as I use this more and more, and my foundation gets stronger and stronger, it's going to direct me in other areas through visions, messages, whatever the case may be. All right. So that's what I have for you. I am sending you so many blessings, lots of love. I'm rooting for you. Be kind to yourself. Until next time. Thank you so much for tuning in, Magical One. Let's keep in touch. Join the VIP email list by going to tiamariejohnson.com. And as always, I'm sending you lots of love, many blessings. I'm rooting for you. And remember to be kind to yourself. Until next time.